Okay, so the next part is you want to make sure that they look like they are incorporated into the land. So if you like put one over here, you'd want to kind of erase the feet a little bit so that the grass shows through. Like you could kind of, well, I guess that looks too faded. There actually are like different brushes that you could choose that might look more like grass or something like that. Like there's these little speckly brushes. So even something like this or like this, so I just went into the brush menu, which is right here. Look at this is like a kind of splattery brush. I can make it smaller. Like you could kind of erase, make sure you're on the correct layer, and have like in different parts of the brush, like erase the little feet. This one doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I'm gonna move. Actually, I had to be on this layer. It wasn't even erasing that foot. So make sure you're on the correct layer. But you know, you could kind of, just by erasing a little bit on their feet, it looks like they're standing in the grass. And then for a shadow, like that's going to be really important. So you could, there is a way, like if you copy and paste the creature. Let's try that again. This time I'm going to grab him with the rectangle. Oh, there he is. He's copied and pasted. And then I can go to edit and fill. So I'm going to copy and paste them first. And then I'm going to go up here to contents and choose black. And you have to check this box so it doesn't fill the whole layer with black, just the creature. But you could essentially take this. I'm going to drag it underneath. That's really weird. It changed it when I dragged it. It shouldn't do that. Okay. I'm going to Control T and flip this horizontally. Nope. Flip it vertically. I always forget which one that is. Flip it vertically. Oh, see, I must have copied and pasted a couple times. I've got 3 sitting there. I didn't realize that. I'm going to just click on with my mover tool and delete one of those. Okay. And then I could like make a giraffe size shadow. So once you Control T, if you hold like, it's Control, you can like skew a box. I usually just like line up the feet, but you kind of have to think about where the shadow would be coming from. Where's the light source? Where would it be reflected? We're going to make a light source behind this giraffe, so it'd probably come from the back. So generally what I do is I move this underneath the giraffe's feet. I move the layer behind, and then I just kind of turn down the opacity. And then I have this cool little shadow. Now you can also, if it's too sharp, you can also go to the shadow layer and you can go up to filter and you can go down to blur and you can go to Gaussian blur and, oh, that's a little too much. If you pull this a little, see it blurs it a little. So that's a good one for a lot of effects. You can just blur them out. So you could do a shape of the giraffe that's perfectly shaped, or generally what I do is I will go and add a new layer and I'll just paint with black underneath where I think it should be. So watch, if I just kind of make a little puddle of a shadow, I can drag it underneath this layer and then I can just play with the opacity. So it's just kind of incorporated. I could also blur it out again or just use a really soft brush. So it's kind of like you have to kind of figure out where that shadow would be. I think that's the hardest part because it feels a little bit unnatural. So I could at least get underneath them a little bit. Okay, and then my brush here is still in grass mode, so I'm going to pop back over here and just choose my normal brush for my eraser tool. Okay, so shadows.